Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I've got a new pair of trousers which I think I might have found the ultimate alternative to Fjällräven's Vida Pros or Ykk's. It's a bit of a hybrid trouser. It's a new trouser brought out by Revolution Race. It's called the Wonder Pro trousers. These are in the mud colour, and I'm really pleased with these, and I'm quite excited to tell you about them and the features that are on the trousers. So in particular, I think Revolution Race have obviously listened to some of their previous feedback they've had on these types on their trousers in their range. And one of the things I found about previous trousers that I had from Revolution Race, the end of the trousers just did not go over a pair of reasonably sized boots. But they've really listened, I think, to some of the feedback. I think they get a lot of comments about it. And on this particular trousers now, I'll show you the mechanism. They've really improved the end of the leg sort of cinching mechanism and the studs. So there's also, as well as the cinching mechanism, there's a zip on there as well, which actually fans the end of the leg out and will go over a pair of, normal, as I put it, normal sized walking boots, winter boots I would probably say. And the first thing I want to tell you about is the actual quality of these front panels here, and I'll take you back in the house a bit later to sort of show you the quality. But the quality of this material here, which is more hardware, and you can see on the front panels of the trouser, and on the back you've got like a hybrid. It's a bit like this is breathable material. It's more stretch. I think there's a four-way stretch here, so this is quick drying as well. And on the legs here, you'll see we've got this double-ended zip mechanism, and here, which I really like on these Revolution Race pants, you've got this mesh. But the great thing about the Revolution Race trousers is they don't actually, for whatever reason, Fjällräven tend to leave this here. They don't have any mesh here. So I think, I've seen people wearing them on the mountains, and quite honestly, I don't want to be looking at someone's leg out in between their trousers. So this mesh works really well. It breathes, it ventilates, but it's aesthetically pleasing to the eye as well, which I think is a really good thing. And of course, with the mud colour, with the main body and the black, it works really well. So for whatever your country pursuits are, whether that would be outdoor sort of hiking, bushcrafting, dog walking, whatever that may be, hunting, a nice subdued stealth type of range they brought out. And they also do a jacket in this as well, which is I've got my eye on as well, probably maybe for Christmas. But it's just about the quality of the trousers, and I'll show you back in the house. But the main body of this material here, this hardware and stuff, is very close, I'd say, on a par now with Fjällräven's Vida Pros. I know some people will say these is not a direct comparison with a Vida Pro because of the style of the trousers. This is a hybrid trouser, so it's probably more akin to a Ykk. I appreciate that and I understand that, but the actual materials they've used on these Revolution Race trousers, I think they've really upped the game. I mean, the quality, the feel of the material, and I'll tell you what the mix is a bit later, but it's certainly, to the feel, the quality has just gone up, I'd say fivefold since the last pair of trousers. I think the GPX Pros, I think they were called. I bought those about 18 months ago, and they were really although they were really robust and things, they just didn't feel the quality. But on these new Wonder Pro from Revolution, these new trousers, I would say they are definitely up there with Fjällräven. I think they really are. Now, to note, the price of them, they're £95. So again, their price point is very competitive. I know you can get Vida Pros on sale generally from they're about 150 down to, you can get them 120ish, but they're still more expensive than the Revolution Races. And I think when they seem to be closing the gap, I think really seriously, I mean, a pair of Ykks now, I looked at a pair of Ykks in Ykk Zip when I was up there in the lakes, and you're talking £200. Is another £100 going to really justify that additional expenditure on on that one pair of trousers? I really don't know. I'm not that convinced anymore. But these Revolution Race, these Wonder Pro trousers have really stepped up their game, and I absolutely love them. I've had them about a month now, so I've just held back a little bit. I I just want to demonstrate something to you on the, I know on their other ranges they brought out a short version. They don't seem to have done this just yet, so these trousers do wear quite long, but over the larger boots it's actually a benefit because it goes over your boot, and I'll show you that now. It's got the trusty garden chair to help me out, but let's just get the angle right. So there you go, you can see the side profile of the trouser in particular. So these are winter boots, as you can see, and these are my Scarpers. I've had these about 3 or 4 years now. They're a substantial boot, I know, and previously, as I said before, I had really struggled to get these on the tops, or the bottoms, sorry, the leg bottoms over my boots. Now, you know, you might not think that's important, but I think, you know, I had previous experience with not Revolution race trousers, but other trousers that had where they didn't go over the boots, and in heavy weather and rain, if they're not waterproof, the water will just go straight down the front of your boots and just absolutely soaks your boots. So what they've done here, you can see now you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 studded positions there for the cinching mechanism, and also you've got this double, I guess you'd put it double-ended zip mechanism. So you've got the ventilation here, and also you can open up the bottom of the trouser as well, which is absolutely fantastic. And you'll see here that the way that the cinching mechanism works. So if I zip that back up here, and then you release this to fan out the boot, the trouser over the top of the boot. There you go. How good is that? And of course, just to cinch it back if you want to. There you go. And they've even improved that. Before, that was just, I think, a piece of material. It just didn't seem to do much. There wasn't, on my last video with Revolution Race, it didn't seem to make any difference. Now I'm going to change these boots in a minute, and I'll put on a pair of keeper boots, which are even bigger again. And you'll see, you know, for people who are into stalking and that type of thing, you'll see that they'll go over your boots as well. But if you're any doubt about the versatility of a Revolution Race trouser now, you can definitely see that they do the job. They are up to the job. Now I think while I've kind of got it at this angle, you can see on the back of the trouser here, on the back of the trouser, so I'll just, while I've got this angle here, you can just take another look at the trousers, and I'd say the front panels here are this heavier material, and you can wax them like you can for your Ravens, but I'm not going to bother, to be honest with you. I've got waterproofs as well. So, you know, these trousers, to be absolutely clear, these trousers are not fully waterproof. They are water resistant. I think they're coated in some sort of DWR repellent treatments. They come like that, but of course over time that will wash out. So if you want to wax them, you can do. I personally don't waste my time doing that. I'd wear waterproofs. But in terms of, you know, bushcrafting and being in the woods and doing general, you know, sort of hiking on the mountains and things, you know, these are really, really a great pair of trousers. Now in terms of weight, they are coming in with the same sort of territory as the Vida Pros I've got, and like I said, the quality of the stitching on these trousers. So pockets, we've got 2 either side, you can see here, with zips, so they're not studded, but they've got these are hand pockets with zips on, so great. I think you'd probably be able to fit a map in that, because it's quite a big pocket there, you can see. And again, the same on the other side. You'll notice that just attention to detail on these is really improved. You've got these panels here, which is in black, the same material as this. You've got double stitching here and double stitching here and here, where the stress points are when you're doing sort of scrambling and that type of things. And usual feature, they've got these front vents here where you can put the Revolution Race knee pads in here as well. So again, they've carried that over from the previous types of trousers. Just here, you'll notice here some of the Revolution Race vents are on the other sides, but you've got them down here on the outside of the leg, as you notice here, outside of the leg. And to got to balance it up, you've got on the inside of the leg here. Same thing again, that meshing, the black on the brown, I guess they call it mud, works really well for outdoors, and it's very popular at the moment, that type of colour. And on the back, you've just got one pocket here, again a zip pocket, which is, let me just go back here so you can see the zip pocket on the back, and very, you know, sizable. But just to note, these panels on the back here, all the way down here, this is the stretch material I told you about. Not waterproof, it's windproof and showerproof. It'd be quick drying. It's very similar to some other trousers. I've got some Berghaus mountain trousers that I've got, and you'll notice here for sort of wearability, durability, you've got the panels here again, the thick, excuse me, on the back here you've got thick, the thicker material here on the back of the ankles as well. So 4 stud positions on the back of these trousers, and as I said, they do work incredibly well. So I think Revolution Race obviously listen, I think, to people's YouTube videos, and they must have had some feedback from other people, you know, when I saw these, I was really quite excited to get my hands on them. So like I said, I've had them a month. I'm going to change into my other keeper boots now and again. You'll see those. I just use those for dog walking and that sort of thing, but again, they're a bigger boot. But you know, over approach shoes, obviously no problem, and over my summer Berghaus boots, absolutely no problem at all. I just love these, so I can't recommend these enough. I absolutely love these trousers. What I'll do is I'll a bit later on go back in the house in the front room and show you a bit more detail in my hands, so you can see the trousers, some of the double stitching. But you know, Revolution Race, you've really upped your game, and I think, you know, in terms of some of those other brands that are out there that are twice the price, I personally couldn't justify those that type of money for, you know, if there was a massive difference between the quality, I'd probably, you know, and I've only seen the trousers to compare with the Vida Pros, but for me, these are now on a par with those types of other products. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out over the next 2 or 3 years, and how the market share changes, because I think when you look at a Vida Pro and the Revolution Race, and as I said, those trousers are not waterproof. These aren't waterproof, but if you're comparing, you know, like for like for what you want to use it for within a bushcrafting situation, or within, you know, hiking, not in heavy rain, you know, these trousers are very well put together. The quality's improved, and I think these probably win the day. I'm really sold on them. I just think aesthetically as well, you know, they look good, but also they're probably going to deliver as well. And I think the addition of the zips, the two-way zips on the end of the boot, you know, on the end of the legs of these trousers, just kind of took them to a new audience. I would say people who probably wouldn't have looked at Revolution Race before probably would look at these now, and I can only recommend them. You're really pleased with them. So I'm going to go and get changed in my other pair of boots, and I'll be back in a minute. So as you can see, these are a much taller boot. I think they call them keeper's boots. I use them for dog walking when I'm not particularly on the mountains and just on the local hills. I don't want to overuse my mountain boots, my scarpers. I'll just put these on instead. But as you can see, these trousers previously wouldn't even touch these. There you go, bingo. So there's 4 stud positions, and I'm just going to bring it in a bit, tighten up a bit, and you can see that, bingo. There you go, and then go over the boot. Now, you know, as I said, you know, if you wanted to waterproof these, you could wax them around here, or you could probably put gaiters on as well, but you know, that almost acts as a gaiter. But I know some of you will say, well, that's not waterproof, but the boots themselves are, and you could wax these around this area if you so wished. I won't do much time, too much faff, but again, you know, they really feel absolutely well put together, these trousers. And I'll just show you again. Now there's something else which I forgot to mention on these, which is the addition of the lace hook, the brass hook, which I think it's brass, certainly looks like it. But if we have a look at this now, and there you go. Now it's the right way around in my opinion, and if we are having to put it the other way around, but there you can see that there, the little hook, and that goes over your laces and just keeps your trousers in place. If you want to just adjust these a little bit more room, there you go, and there you go, position 2. There you go, fantastic. It's even things, the additions of these studs and these press studs, again, they've really upped the game. And then on there, they have Ykk zips on Revolution Race. And I don't know if you can see on here, I'll put it back in the house, but you've got double stitching here, as I said, double stitching here, all on the stress points. And again, if I just turn myself around, if you can see it, but you've got on these panels here, you've got this double layer of this material, this more hard-wearing material. I'll tell you what the mix is in the house when I looked at the labels, but you know, overall, really pleased. I think they look really smart. And yeah, Revolution Race, well done. You've obviously listened, and you've upped your game, so well done, and more power to your elbow. So guys, I'll go back to the house. I'll give you a bit more of an in-depth view of the actual trouser when I haven't got them on, and just show you some of the features as well. Okay, hope you enjoyed this. Take care. So everyone, I've come back into the house, and I just want to show you the quality a little bit up closer on this pair of Wonder Pro trousers from Revolution Race. Now, Revolution Race, as it says on the tag here, so it's Swedish design, made in Myanmar. And you know, I say the last pair of trousers I bought, I think they were GPX Pros, I think they were called, or GPXs. The step up from that over the last, what, 18 months, 12 months has just been, well, very noticeable in terms of the quality. I mean, this particular material here on the front of these trousers is a really nice feel. And as I said, you know, obviously the obvious comparisons to these will be between these and firearms. That's what people will probably be interested in. And I say these, the quality of these is very, very close now to the Vida Pros that I've had for a while. And in fact, I'd probably go for these as my trouser of choice, because they're not quite as cumbersome as the Vida Pros, and I think they're probably, as I said before, they are akin to a Keb. These are, because they've got the hybrid materials in the back, and they're matched with these panels here with the more robust material. I'm just going to have a look in the description, I think, to see what the mix is on this material. So the mix on the, I guess, the main body, the mud as they call it, the browner colour, is a let's have a look. You've got a polyester, 65% polyester, 35% cotton. That's on shell 1, they refer to it. Now shell 2 is yeah, this will be the black material. It's 63% polyamide, 26% polyester, 11% elastane. So it says do not use softener when washing, and I guess for those of you interested in, you would wash it around 40 degrees. For those of you interested, those are the care symbols there, but I think a 40% moderate wash. Now, you know, we got more review of those in the garden before, but the contrasting panels on these work really well. You've got, you can just see those, you've got the panels here, the contrasting panels, and underneath here, you've got that other shell, more robust material. Again here, this is all in the front panels here. You can wax these if you so wish, but of course when you wax things, the breathability will go. On all the pockets, you've got 2 front pockets here and 2 bellows pockets on the side, so they're really good. You've got Ykk Zips, and they just work an absolute treat. I was on the mountain last week on Trivan, and you know, I think a good sign of a decent zip is where you can open it and close it with one hand, as you will need to do, you know, if you've got 3 points of contact and you're scrambling. If you do need to go in your pockets, you don't want to mess around trying to use 2 hands. It's just cumbersome. Something that I didn't show you before on this particular model, you've got around the waist, you've got this really nifty sort of cinching device around the waist now. So this actually draws it in. So, you know, there you go. Got elasticated there, that comes around, draws in the trousers. That's on both sides of the trousers there. So, you know, no need to wear a belt if you don't want to. On the back, you've got, again, a pretty deep pocket on the back, which I showed you before out in the garden. And some of the nifty, I'll get onto the end of the legs in a minute because I really love those, and that's sort of, you know, been the reason for doing this video. But you can see here again, got on the inside of the leg, you've got the ventilations with the mesh there, so you can't see your leg, which is I like it. There's a little bit of a storm flap at the end there, so there's a little bit of attention to detail. Again, as with all Revolution Race trousers, coats, clothing, you've got some strong branding there, the detail, the RVRC trademark there you've got, or registered trademark, yeah, that works really well. I think that it sort of distinguishes it from sort of a shooting pair of trousers, or it's, you know, like a walking pair of trousers. But you know, I'll be using these for bushcrafting out in the woods, you know, general wild camping, hammocking, that sort of stuff. These are going to wear really well, I think. They're just, I mean, I had them over just over a month or so, and you know, I haven't really taken them off. They've been absolutely fantastic, and I love them to bits. They just wear really well. Now, a couple of things about the length. I know Revolution Race have come under some scrutiny for had a lot of feedback on the length of their trousers. Now, in my excitement to buy these trousers, didn't really notice whether they do a short version on this. I know on their other range of the trousers, they have brought out short versions, and I think they've proved really popular. Not too sure whether they do these just yet, but whether they just need to see how popular the trousers are. But again, front of the trouser, you can put the Revolution Race knee pads on for scrambling and that type of things, which is really helpful if you're doing, I guess, if you're working outdoors and you're on your knees, that sort of thing. But the absolute clincher for me for these trousers is the leg endings. I showed you before, the boots. Now, these have really stepped up, in my opinion. You've now got what you can see there, 1, 2, 3 and 4 stud positions, and you know, the quality of the studs in there, and you've got the button that goes over it. Yeah, really fantastic. And this, let me just demonstrate this. Well, yeah, I did it before outside, but you can probably just get up close. Got a double-ended zip, which works really niftily. You know, if you want to, works really well if you want to ventilate. There you go. That's against your leg, and you can see where the ventilation comes through. And then if you want to, you've got your boots on, as I had before. To show this now, that lifts up, and that opens fully there. So you've got a really big expanse to go over boots now, and I just think that is just fantastic because it's so simple, and you know, it's just taking these trousers to another level, in my opinion, and their use of them now. So you know, you can wear them over your approach shoes, you can cinch them up, or a pair of summer boots, three-season boots. But then, as I showed before, my keeper boots, which are really quite big, they'll go over the tops of those. And the one thing that I'd commented before in my previous video was they wouldn't go over the scarf boots, and now there's no problem at all. And they actually, with that extra sort of length in the leg, some people won't like that, I know that. I'm particularly not that bothered, but with the large boots, it just gives you a bit more sort of flexibility to go over the length of the boot. So all in all, really pleased with these Wonder Pro, they're called, yeah, the Wonder Pro from Revolution Race. Just absolutely love these. And for those of you interested, these are a medium size 50. So I think the European size is obviously not UK. So just take a look at the size guides on Revolution Race. A lot of UK or a lot of customers will comment on the size guides. It's really quite good. So, you know, take a particular time to go in there, spend some time and have a look at the size guides. Now, one thing I do love this, which is quite ironic, Revolution Race, a company renowned for its really loud colours, and they've brought out a really lovely stealth brown, nice subdued colour, which I absolutely love. So it's fantastic if that's your sort of thing. Sort of a mix between an olive and a brown. They call it mud, but it's just a great country colour, and it works so well with black panelling as well. So just absolutely love this pair of trousers. I think they'll be my go-to outdoor trousers now. They're just fantastic. Really pleased with them. Well done, Revolution Race. I think you've really upped your game, and it's nice to see a company that are prepared to listen to feedback and act upon it if they feel it appropriate for their brand. You've obviously done that, and yeah, as I said before, more power to your elbow. I think you've done incredibly well. Now, if you've enjoyed this review, I said I'd come back in a few months and do another Revolution Race review. I'm not endorsed in any way, shape or form. I just love this brand, and I spent quite a while thinking about the next pair of trousers that I wanted to buy, what I wanted to get out of the product. So I'll bring you back in a while to see how I get on with them and see how they perform over the winter months, and the durability and the quality last. But initial impressions are really good, and as I always do with my products, I do bring you back. I do bring you back after a year or so, and give a longer term review on them as well. So I've got a few of these in the pipeline now. I've got some Jack Pike hunter boots which I want to give you some review on. Now, if you like these types of videos and you enjoy seeing these types of reviews, please, if you'd like to give me a subscribe, that'd be great, and a thumbs up on the video always helps, makes it worthwhile. All right guys, hope you enjoyed this, and hope you enjoyed the review. Take care.